let's talk skincare. First things first, you're not washing your face clearly. I want you to make sure that you're using a clarifying wash, using your oils and balms to remove your makeup before you are using any kind of wipes. So if you just take a regular makeup remover wipe and just start going at your skin, you're literally going to be pulling at your face, and that's going to contribute to premature aging, fine lines, wrinkles. So I want you to stop the habit of pulling at your face with your wipes. There's a lot that we're going to be talking about in this video. I want you guys to pay attention. Using your oils and your balms to remove your makeup, and then using a clarifying wash, face wash, to remove and take off all of that oil that is also going to cling to the makeup that you're wearing. After this step, I want you guys to work on rebalancing the skin's pH. So using a toner and astringent or witch hazel to further cleanse and bring your face back to its natural pH. So using a spray toner after you have fully cleansed your face and neck, wherever you put your makeup, wherever dirt and oils are lingering on your skin. Then I want you guys to go in with a light, maybe a water mist. I believe, let's see, La Roche-Posay may have one. There's other brands that may have a light mist that you can use to rehydrate your skin. Then I want you guys to go in with a very light eye cream, and you are not going to be pulling at your skin. This is something you're going to be tapping on your face. I know like a lot of y'all are doing pulling motions, and I want you to envision all of those times that you're pulling at your skin, you're tugging at your skin, you're being rough to take off your makeup, etc., or put on skincare. You are causing friction on the skin. I'm gonna get on you guys in a minute when it comes to causing extra friction, unnecessary friction on your skin. Then I want you guys to go in with something like this snail mucin. It is very, very light. You do not need a lot. So just go in with a small sized amount. Again, I want you to use light touches when you're applying this. So I want you, instead of just rubbing this on like this is your back, you're rubbing your back. I want you guys to focus on rubbing your moisturizers and your creams slowly up on the skin in an upward motion. If you are applying all of your skincares, your retinols, your moisturizers in a downward motion, I want you to remember your face is going to go in a drooping or a downward gravity pull, because that's what you're doing. You're training your skin essentially to droop. So pulling and pushing your product up on the skin with gentle but firm strokes is going to encourage your skin to have a lifted effect as you age. So after you apply your snail mucin, which I absolutely love this stuff, you do not need a lot of it. I want you to give it a second to kind of settle into your skin. Then go in with your second cream. I'm using the Advanced Snail 92 All-in-One Cream. That's a long name, but it's formulated with 92% snail secretion mucin. Now this is amazing for my sensitive dry skin. I'm not sure if any other sensitive girlies have had any problems with this. I've had zero problems at all. This is a Korean brand, and they're beginning to become my favorite skincare brands, period. So this is a very thick product. You only need a dab. This is not your sunscreen. Whereas sunscreen, you want to use a sizable amount. Also, you're going to be doing tapping motions with this as well, and bringing this gently and smoothly, slowly up on the skin as you're applying it. So if you're applying it to your neck, I want you to use your fingertips as well. You're not using your full hands. We're not giving ourselves we're not rubbing on shea butter on our legs, okay? We want to use small upward motions when we're doing our skincare. It may seem like, okay, we're being extra, Maya. Now, you are being extra, and that's okay. We're girls. We're supposed to be extra. But it's also very important, and it matters. In the long run, it's going to matter. So after you are applying your moisturizer, your eye cream, your light spray, your moisturizer, I want you guys to think about, if you're going to sleep, You want to make sure that you're layering on your mask because your skin is going to be replenishing itself in your sleep. So all of your new skin cells are going to be forming and building themselves and repairing. Your skin is going to be repairing while you sleep. So you want to make sure you're doing a lot of these really intensive skincare treatments in your sleep, especially for us girlies who are getting out of our 20s and moving into our 30s. Your collagen levels are going to be decreasing as you age. We're not always going to have, you know, high collagen in our skin, no matter if you are brown, if you are of any kind of origin. We're all going to be aging. It just depends on what you're doing every single day. Now, I do want to make this a really long video. Because I'm going to make this into parts, I want you guys to save these videos and I want you to start taking note of the things that I'm saying. So this is going to be a very long video, so get your popcorn, sit down, take notes, and take action. If you are having problematic skin, you need these tips and you need to pay attention. So after you have done your skincare routine, I want you to think about, okay, if I still have breakouts, if I'm still having acne, what else am I doing that is contributing to my acne or my wrinkles, even though I'm doing XYZ? One of the biggest factors that I don't hear anyone speaking about is your sleeping habits. So what products are on your pillow every single night when you lay your head down? All of those products are sticking to your pillowcases and your pillow. So when's the last time you washed your pillow? When's the last time you washed your pillowcase? If you do not know, instead of washing that pillowcase, I think you should throw it away. Let's just throw it away and start all over. Because all of the germs, bacteria, makeup, skincare is on your pillowcase. I also want you guys to think about, okay, hey, if I'm wearing my makeup and it's consistently breaking me out, how many times am I still reapplying certain things on my face when I've had these breakouts? Prime example, do you guys remember those little, I believe it was like a Maybelline, like a kind of like a putty foundation, or it wasn't putty, it was more like of a cream. When you're using the same applicator to put on your makeup and you're dabbing it in and then you're reapplying, just imagine all of the products that are on those disposable sponges that you're using day in and day out, day in and day out. We don't think about these kind of things, right? But when you are reintroducing acne to your face over and over and over and expecting it to clear up, you're not going to get any different results. You're using the same pillowcases. Your makeup brushes are not clean. Your sponges are not clean. You are not throwing away your disposable products. You are reapplying your makeup when you just had a breakout with the same products that you have not washed. I can't even show you something. So for an example, if this product had a applicator that was built inside the product, if I'm constantly using that while I have breakouts and putting it back in there without throwing that away and getting a brand new applicator, it's going to continuously break me out because it has the same bacteria in there. So I want you guys, if you cannot throw away all your makeup, I want you to go and start sanitizing your makeup. I know this sounds like it's just overboard, but all of us who we touch our products, we use the same brushes on our products. Your eyeshadows, very often, you are supposed to take them with your spoolie to remove the top layer, and then you are supposed to use your towel, a clean paper towel, and remove the top layer from each color, each and every color. Now, this is something makeup artists do, but this is something that you should start practicing, even if you can't do this every week. As soon as you remember or set a timer, I want you to go and clean up all your makeup. After you have removed that top layer with your spoolie, instead of blowing on it because if you blow on your products after you just cleansed it, you are reintroducing bacteria into your lashes. You're reintroducing bacteria into your makeup. So stop the blowing, all the blowing your lashes to put them on. We're not gonna do that anymore. We're also not going to be blowing our brushes when we're applying our makeup. You can tap that. There's other ways of doing things. So I want us to unlearn a lot of these things that we see on a daily basis. They're causing you to have more acne. So you're thinking, oh my God, I'm trying everything, new diet, new makeup, new all of this, new practices, and you're just reintroducing bacteria to your skin over and over. Anyways, after you have removed the top layer, I want you to go in and use your rubbing alcohol spray. After that dries off, I want you to completely let that dry off, then remove the top layer and let it air dry open. So let it air dry completely open. Somewhere that is clean, of course, on like a clean towel. Do not immediately close it back, because then you can reintroduce that bacteria. It doesn't have anywhere to dry out. It doesn't have anywhere to grow. Now, if you have a product that is extremely old, and I know some of y'all have 3 to 4 to 5 to 6-year-old makeup that you have never cleaned, all of the times that you've had pink eye or breakouts, acne breakouts, you are reintroducing that bacteria over and over to your skin. I also want to talk about certain fragrances and detergents. Now, I have eczema, and when you have eczema, you're not supposed to be using any fragrances at all. Fragrances and alcohol can be really irritating to our skin. Now, some of you may say, hey, I already wear makeup, Maya. I don't have sensitive skin, but I have acne prone skin. My skin's always breaking out. Well, maybe you do have sensitive skin and your skin can't take all those fragrances. So I want you to do certain tests just to see what is breaking you out. But I really want you guys to pay attention to the fragrances that are in your products, or the fragrances that you are putting on a daily basis. What else did I want to speak to you guys about? I mean, there's so many things when it comes to skincare that we're just not noticing. Oh, this is a big one. I want you guys to really like put your listening ears on. I have a friend, and I went to her house recently, and we were speaking about her acne. We were speaking about her breakouts. And I told her, well, you know what? I'm a licensed esthetician. I can give you some tips, tell me about your routine. So she's going on and on. She's telling me about her routine. I'm taking note, right? And I noticed that during every time that like she's taking a break, she's touching her face. She's rubbing her face. And it's kind of like a subconscious thing. She doesn't notice that she's touching her face. So when she finishes, I go, okay, I'm ready. Are you ready? She's like, yeah, tell me what am I doing wrong? So I say, the first thing I notice is you are continuously touching your face. She's like, oh yeah, I know it's a bad habit, but yeah, I do it all the time. So I told her, I said, you know how you have a toddler? Toddlers don't think about their cleanliness, right? Like I have kids, I already know. They're touching everything, they're touching their noses, they're touching toys, they're touching everything, right? And we are touching everything. We're touching clothes, we're doing laundry, we're cleaning, we're cooking. I just touched my nose. You see, it's sometimes it's very subconscious and it's involuntary, but you have to take note of your acne, where it lies, and your consistent habits of where you're touching your face, right? So I told her, stop touching your face. I want you to make a conscious note to not touch your skin, your facial skin, because every time you do, everything that you have touched that has bacteria, you are reintroducing it to your face. So if you are someone who is habitual in touching your face when you talk, I speak with my hands, but if it became a point where I started touching my face when I talk, I'm going to put my hands on my knee and rest them. You can honestly sit on your hands until you get into the habit of not touching your face. Now, I can really make this a skincare series for the girls. I also feel like a lot of us don't eat what we need to be eating. So after speaking to your doctors or your dietary professionals, I want you guys to start incorporating more water into your diet. I notice a lot of people do have like their like their coffee needs or their soda needs. Now you can still have your sweets. Like me, I'm a chocolate fiend, baby. But one thing I make sure to incorporate all the time, every day, all day, is water. Water or fruits that introduce our bodies to more water. So watermelon, cucumbers, and other fruits and vegetables. So since we are done talking more about the skincare aspects, this is a big one. Now, this is a little bit of a touchy subject, but I'm still going to educate y'all. Sunscreen. I have heard throughout my entire life, and maybe you have heard, that Black women don't need to wear sunscreen, that we have our natural built sunscreen. Now, I do remember when I was in esthetician school, I believe it's like 15 SPF that Black women, Black and brown women, brown skinned women have naturally built in their skin. But SPF 15 does not protect you against UVA, UVB rays. It just does not. So if you are outside on a daily basis and you're wearing your makeup, I need you guys to remember, every time your face or your skin, any part of your body is exposed to the sun, you are increasing your chances of having fine lines, wrinkles, all kinds of issues the sun can cause in our skin. So we need to protect our skin, not just our babies that have, they're outside. We spray their skincare and we spray their sunscreen on, but we don't take care of ourselves. So I want you to wear your sunscreen every single day. Even if you're not wearing makeup, just make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. A lot of us Black women don't wear it also because it has flashback. There are a few sunscreens that I do recommend that don't have flashback, that are also non-comedogenic, which means it's not going to clog your pores. One of my favorite ones, I don't have it right now. One second. I got it. This is the sunscreen that I'm wearing currently. So this is the sunscreen that I'm wearing currently. I make sure that I use this one every day. This is a fragrance-free sunscreen. This is also SPF 50, 80 minutes. This does not say that I can wear this sunscreen all day and not have to reapply. This is also non-greasy and dermatologist tested. Wear your sunscreen on your hands as well. And as we age and we step from our 20s to our 30s, our skin is not producing as much collagen. Like I said, it's not going to be producing as much collagen. We want to make sure that we are using our retinols. And I want you to do your patch test. So anything new that you're putting on your face or your skin in general, I want you to make sure that it also agrees with your skin. So do your patch test, put on your retinols. If your retinols are if you are using retinols at all, I want you to make sure you're using sunscreen every single day, heavily, religiously. If you're wearing using retinols, make sure that you're wearing hats when you're outside, making sure that even if you're going to be only in the car for the day, you are wearing your retinols and your sunscreen. So as long as we got that down pat, retinol, sunscreen, exfoliation, any of that kind of stuff, wear your sunscreen. What else did I want to speak on? There's so many things. Maybe I'll just make this a series, and I'll just make this a like 4 or 5 part series for the girls who want to get a clear face. They want to have glass skin. They want to be able to not wear their makeup in the daytime and still look beautiful and flawless. And but like as far as hormonal things, I want you guys to really start going to your doctor. I really need to make a doctor's appointment just to check my hormone levels because I did just have a baby. And our hormones can really play a huge part in our acne or facial problems, but some of it really is our fault, y'all. We really need to do what we need to do and ensure that we're taking care of ourselves and taking the necessary steps instead of just blaming it on age or hormones. So thank you guys so much. Make sure that you follow the page, you like the page, you set your notifications. Make sure that you leave a comment for something that maybe you have a question, or maybe you wanted to add something for someone else that they may want to learn, that you learned about skincare and skincare practices. Or leave a comment if you are locked in and you want to see more content, maybe suggestions. I'm open to suggestions. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am Maya. I am excited to start this new journey with y'all, and I will see you guys later. Bye.